Hi there. Today I'd like to read you a book called Rain School by James Rumford. And this book is about education in another country, and it happens to talk about school in Chad, which is on the continent Africa. And so, before we get started, I'd like to just go over a few things because I think it's nice to have some background information. And so, if you go to our library webpage, you can see our library website here, and that takes you to this page here. If I click on Research Resources, then it will take me to our Research Resources page. And when I scroll down, I can find Culturegrams right here on the corner. This is an excellent resource, and it will give us some good background to help us enjoy the book a little bit more. So I'll click on Culturegrams. Oh, and I have to have a username, and so I will just quickly go over to our password sheet here. And our password for Culturegrams, let's see if that can load. Thank you for being patient. This is a very short book. It's not going to take me very long to read it, so I thought it'd be nice to have a little bit of background. All right, let me pause it while it's loading. Okay, I'm at the password sheet, and I can see that Culturegrams, it says the username and the password is both the same thing, Round Rock Home. So let me go back over here, and I'll put in Round Rock Home. If you were at school, you wouldn't have to do this because it automatically does that. Round Rock Home, being very careful since we just see the dots here, and I log in. Pause it while it's loading. Well, I guess I didn't have to pause. Okay, and now I'm going to click on the Kids Edition right here and explore. All right, so I can either click on the map here, which I like to do because I can click on the certain continent, or I could look it up right here and type in Chad. I'm going to go ahead and click on Africa. Let's see what happens. And now I find the country. And if you're not sure where a country is, then that would be the time to type it in. Let's see if I can click on Chad right here. All right. Now, because we are talking about education, it's right in the title, Rain School. I'm going to go down the left-hand side, and I'm going to see if I can learn a little bit about their school, their lifestyle. Let's see. I can go under Lifestyle, and I see schools right here. And it also talks about raining. And so right up at the top, I noticed that there's land and climate. Let me take a quick peek right here at land and climate. Rain school. Does that mean that it rains a lot in Chad? What do you think? Let's see. It says, because of its desert climate and distance from the sea, Chad is sometimes called the dead heart of Africa. Wow, dead heart of Africa. It is almost always dry and hot in the north and central parts of this country, where the average temperatures are between 104 and 113. So really, really hot, and doesn't rain very often. Dry and dusty winds blow off the desert, turning the sky yellow. And so it says the desert receives only a few inches of rain each year. And some years it doesn't rain at all. Wow, can you imagine? It doesn't rain at all. And so that's some good information for when we're reading the book. And now let me go down to where it says schools. Thank you for being patient. Let me read just a little bit of this here. Chadian children begin school in the first grade at age 6. So you think about when you started school at kindergarten at age 5. Schools are usually one-room buildings with clay walls and a tin roof. Classes are taught in the morning or the afternoon, 6 days a week, so only one day off. Most children walk to and from school. Lessons are taught in French with some Chadian Arabic here and there. Students study math, reading, spelling, history, science, and art. So same things that you're studying. There is usually no homework because the children already have so much work to do at home, a lot of chores and things that they have to do. Since there are so few books at school, teachers write the lessons on the chalkboard and the students copy the lessons in their notebooks. I wonder if we're going to see any notebooks in this book. I think that's really interesting because they don't have very many books. When I went to Kenya in Africa, I noticed the same thing. Very few books. Let's see, the average teacher has more than 60 students. So, like two of our classes, more than two of our classes, sometimes more like three of our classes put together. The government cannot pay the teachers regularly, so parents often pay the teachers' salaries themselves. Some schools simply do not have enough money to keep running. Many students drop out of school after the sixth grade, and only a few make it beyond college. And that is junior high, not you think of college as after high school, but this is what they call like a middle school. Girls are often kept at home to help with daily chores and taking care of the family. Other children do not complete school because their parents believe it is more important to learn how to work and farm. So kind of a different attitude. Now let's go back and read this book now that we have a little bit of background. Okay. Sorry about all this taking time to load here. Okay. In the country of Chad, it is the first day of school. The dirt road is filling up with children. Big brothers and big sisters are leading the way. Will they give us a notebook? Thomas asks. Will they give us a pencil? Will I learn how to read like you? Stop asking so many questions and keep up, say the big brothers and big sisters. Thomas arrives at the schoolyard, but there are no classrooms. There are no desks. It doesn't matter. There is a teacher. We will build our school, she says. This is our first lesson. Do you think that there's some good things to learn from building a school? Wow, it sounds like an interesting activity to me. Thomas learns how to make mud bricks and dry them in the sun. He learns to build mud walls and mud desks. He gathers grass and saplings with the other children and they make a roof. Does this seem like a job for kids to you? Getting on top of that roof, building the whole thing? That's quite different from what we have here. Inside, it is cool. It smells of the earth. It smells of the fields ready for planting. Thomas helps bring in little wooden stools. Everyone sits down. This is the moment they have been waiting for. The teacher brings in a blackboard. On it, she writes a letter. A, says the teacher. A, says Thomas with the other children. The teacher writes the letter with big strokes in the air. The students do the same over and over. Wonderful, says the teacher. Do you know why they're writing in air? So you might think it's just because they don't have pencils and don't want to waste paper. And I think that that's a lot to do with it. But I remember when I taught third grade, we also wrote in the air. It's good for your mind to remember what your hand is doing, kind of muscle memory. She hands out notebooks and pencils. Page 1, says the teacher. Thomas opens his notebook to the first page and holds his pencil ready and waiting. Now, write the letter A. Beautiful, says the teacher as she looks at the student's work. Every day, Thomas learns something new. Every day, the teacher cheers him and the other children on. Excellent job, she says. Perfect, my learning friends. And it looks like they have a geography lesson here with pulling out a map of Africa and looking right where Chad is, right in the middle. The 9 months of school year fly by. The last day has come. The students' minds are fat with knowledge. Oh, I like that, fat with knowledge. Their notebooks are rumpled from learning. Thomas and the other children call out, "Thank you, teacher." She smiles and says, "Well done, my hardworking friends." Thomas and the other children race home. The school is empty, and just in time. The big rains have started. The drops come down hard and flat. Strong winds tear at the grass roof. The rain finds its way inside. The school's mud walls are soaked and starting to slump. The mud desks, too. Slowly, the school disappears until there is almost nothing left. It doesn't matter. The, the letters have been learned and the knowledge is taken away by the children. Come September, school will be over. Thomas will be a big brother then, leading the children on their first day to school. They will all stand in front of their smiling teacher, ready to build their school again. And you can see Thomas is pointing out Chad right there. Now it makes me wonder here, did they expect the rains? I don't know, because we learned that it doesn't rain very often. So you have to think, was this unexpected or expected? Hmm, something to think about. I hope you enjoyed this book. See you